One of the toughest things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Glad to have you with us in San Jose, California, home to the San Jose State Spartans. As we'll see, the number 15 team in the country, the Washington State Cougars, squaring off with another team from the Pac-12, the San Jose State Spartans. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. And the Spartans will kick it away to start us off. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Oh, what vision. He's going to get loose. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. He is headed to the sideline with a little bounce in his step after scoring on that kick return.
And he should have some bounce in his step. How about the effort, weaving in and out, covering all that space. Great blocking on the play, and he does the rest. You don't put guys back deep that can't roll. And you can see when he got in the open field, he rolled out.
No shot at a return. It's out of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They'll give it to the back. There he goes. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
And running backs are so good, so talented, so elusive. You see nowadays they really have the ability to make you miss, run you over. Unbelievable effort. Nice job. You keep that going, you're going to be hard to stop.
To the air on first down. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. Going the other way, and he's got room. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
And on the first drive of the game, this defense does it again. They had 2 last week. They get another one early. This defense has been flying around, ball hawking the football.
Great place to start for this offense. Goes to the option. The pitch. Perfectly timed on that pitch, and they pick up the first down on the play.
And that's good enough for a first down.
They've moved to the 16. It's 1st and 10. And he is snuffed out, greeted by a host of defenders. Let's step back here and chat a little Washington State. They've climbed into the top 15, reached a little bit of a checkpoint, haven't they? Playoff is 12 teams. But it's right about this range if people start tuning in to see what you can do, to see if you're the real deal. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Cougars!
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And right down the middle. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. No chance for a return as that ball flies out of the back of the end zone. Guys, this San Jose State offense trying to get this ball moving. They haven't exactly burst out of the starting blocks, and they need to get something together with this possession. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Guys, let's think for just a moment about San Jose State. Always nice to get a win on the recruiting trail. They feel like they did, landing a 3-star wide receiver, verbal commitment. They feel like he has the type of talent that can help a program at this level.
It's going to help their offense right away. I think one of the biggest reasons why he chose this program was because he felt he could get on the field right away and help them out. Bigger programs are out after him. He thought he might have to wait his turn elsewhere. Not the case here. Expect him to make some plays early on.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. Connection to the right. Good, solid pickup on that one. They got it out to the 40, and it's first down.
I love the start for this quarterback on 3rd down. 3rd down, obviously money down, got to have success. But to have success early, now it opens up everything. Like, we trust him. He's got a rhythm going. He's feeling good, and he got a lot of confidence.
Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29.
And this has not been a good start for this offense. Like, this whole team, actually. They're already found themselves in a big hole. They're already trailing. They're going to need to throw the football, and you're going to have to protect your guy. This protection has to be better so he can make more plays.
And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is. They'll decline that penalty, obviously very happy with the results of the play. Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. He's looking downfield to throw. Time to take a shot. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down.
Well, it looked like the offense had a rhythm here early in the drive, getting a first down, but I don't know about that play call. Going deep on 3rd down, low percentage throw, it falls incomplete, and all that momentum that was established early in the drive, that's gone away now if you have to punt.
That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. They put 2 touchdowns on the board in the early going, and now right back to work. Turning it on! He flips his field in an instant, and he's got him set up at the 20.
How about the explosive play by this offense? Man, it's so nice to have guys you can hand the football off and just watch him work. Watch him do the rest, the speed, making big plays, breaking tackles. Man, is it nice to have an offense with a playmaker like that.
Getting work done on the ground. He's pulled down at the 14-yard line. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring.
This offense is just like Novocaine. Like, just give it time. It just keeps working. It's a slow death, right? Like, they continue to just chip away. Nice first down play. Nice read. Get it to the pitch man. Sets up a great 2nd down opportunity.
Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points. The Cougars come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. He gets it so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short.
3rd and 2, trying to be physical, trying to win the battle up front. Almost there, Palmer, just short, 4th and inches.
Yeah, and he was so disappointed he didn't pick up that first. He's looking over to the sidelines right now, asking for the ball again here on 4th.
An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. Now on 4th down, they'll try to come away with 3. And he'll try this one from the left hash and 33 yards away. Oh, that one will leave a mark. No good. Missed the field goal, but still a 2-touchdown lead at 14.
And sometimes I just feel like fourth down, man, just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
They go to the ground. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Guys, let's talk for a moment about San Jose State. It has been a season to forget, and honesty compels us to say changes are probably coming.
I'm not sure, but I think Reese Davis just fired a coach. Is that what I heard? I'm pretty sure that's what just happened. Listen, hasn't gone well. You've heard the outside noise.
And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
Man, this offense has been bad. How about the first play? Nowhere to go, nowhere to run, tackle for a loss. Second play, you get your quarterback sacked. And the third play, now we're sitting in 3rd and long, right where this defense wants to get us.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Making side adjustments here. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Got some room to run. And with the interception, he'll take it all the way back. Touchdown, Washington State.
How oftentimes can you say that there is a safety who is the most dangerous guy on the field with the ball in his hands? Did you see that guy and his ability in the open field once he picked it off? There was nobody on offense even coming close to getting that guy down. What an athlete.
No shot to return that one as he boomed it out of the back of the end zone. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. The give to the back. Breaks into the open. Smashes ahead. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. The Spartans are in the hurry-up.
And how about the running back, man? Rips off a big play. This offense creates some momentum, and what do? They keep their foot on the gas, right back on the football to try to keep this offense rolling.
And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete. This is a hard game and a hard position to play. But if you're the starter at this level, you cannot miss that throw.
No, you can't. And they don't miss that very often. I mean, those are the throws that usually say big plays on. The receiver gets a step, gets open. That's not one that they usually miss.
Dropping back, it's McDaniel. Pressure coming. Bought a little time, lets it go. Right on the money. Corralled and brought down by the defense.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
Muscling ahead on 3rd and short. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Grabbed over the middle. It's Ellison. And he got enough for the first down, but somebody put the hit stick upside his head as they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. That's the end of the quarter, and Washington State has the lead. They wanted to strike first and strike hard, and they've been able to do that here in the first quarter as we take a look at the stats. Just about ready to get things started here in the second. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. Toss sweep to the right. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. He stopped at the 48, a pickup of 10 on the play.
If you want to test the physicality of a defense, get the toss play going. Get the outside run game working, because those DBs are going to have to find ways to fight off blocks, and you're going to find out just how badly these little guys want to put their face in the fan.
That's caught. It's Ellison. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down. The Cougars can really attack on this second and short. Makes the grab. It's Voorhees. And he'll have to check his fillings after that lick, but he did get the first down.
My goodness, this offense has got it rolling. They might put up a 50-burger. This defense, they don't have any answers right now. They're going to have to figure something out.
Gives it on the option. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And you hear about run blitzes. This is exactly what a run blitz is. When you know the ball's coming up the middle, you want to bring those linebackers, get them closer to the line of scrimmage, and fire. Right when the ball snapped, he's coming downhill, doing a good job creating the loss. That linebacker really knew what was going on.
You know, you got to be careful when you're running the draw play, because you're hoping those defensive ends get way up the field, thinking it's pass. It didn't happen that time, and the defense was able to get a negative play.
On third down, he drops to throw. Grabbed in the middle, it's Freeman. And they explode on that one, and they've got it down to the 22.
Well, it wasn't a great start for this quarterback, but on this drive, he seems to be turning the corner. He just looks like he's playing in a different rhythm. He's seeing the field better. It's almost as if the game is starting to slow down for him. And I think on that last completion, it was a good example of that.
Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Fires to the tight end. Crosses the 10. He is down at the 1. A terrific run after the throw and catch.
All right, defense. It ain't working, right? They're stringing together several first downs. We can disrupt the quarterback and mess up this offense a little bit.
Quick toss. Touchdown, Washington State. Excellent pass by the back on the option.
I think there were a lot of doubters that wondered how this team was going to be able to handle this environment and whether or not they could find success early in this game. They have proved all of those doubters wrong. They have been dominant in every phase, on offense, on defense, and on special teams, and they are piling it on here early in this game on the road.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The San Jose State offense is back on the field. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
To the air, it's McDaniel. Looking to scramble. Uncorks one to the middle. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Well, they're trying to get the big fella the football in the passing game, but they haven't been able to do that yet. He is a really nice target with his size and his athleticism, but him and the QB, they just don't seem to be on the same page right now.
Somebody needs to make a play here. It's 3rd and long from the 26. Got it in the middle. It's Smith. And works it to the 40-yard line. That'll be a first down.
I love the job the quarterback does surveying the defense there. Great job pre-snap recognition, understanding the coverage. He goes to his curl route, gets the completion, and picks up the first.
And the Spartans getting set on 1st and 10. From the gun, the running back looking for room. At midfield, he's got room. There he goes. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36. Not much can impose your will on a defense like popping a big run.
Especially when they know you're going to run it, right? This offense right now is just more physical. They're more physical up front in the trenches. And this running back and his ability to break tackles, that is just so demoralizing for this defense.
And I tell you what, really good job by the defense. They did not bite on it thinking it was a long pass down the field. You could tell they were ready for it. As soon as they saw the screen, they broke on it, got the running back down super quick.
He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
Man, this guy's going to need some water when he gets to the sidelines. They've been putting him to work on this drive, right? We've seen him toting the rock with success. Now you're seeing him get involved in the passing game, too. They are highlighting his versatility here on this drive.
Just outside the red zone as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 22. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and a score on this drive would do wonders for their confidence. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Dropping back, it's McDaniel. That's caught. It's Bates. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you throw in the running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
He wants to throw it again. Quickly to the flat, the wide receiver screen. Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over him.
They're trying to throw the screen out to the receiver. The defense, though, having none of that. They are just too physical. They're too fast, and they force a negative play.
Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. From the gun, the ground game. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires into the end zone. Working on the right. And boy, is he close to that first down. Maybe just a couple of inches short.
And that throw was a bullet by the quarterback on that curl route in zone coverage. And how about the anticipation? He gets rid of this pass before his receiver is even turned around. I love it.
Line of scrimmage is the 2, and they can pick up the first down here, but going for the touchdown here on 4th and short. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. And here's the chance to cut into that lead before halftime. 1st and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, San Jose State.
And they didn't start this first half the way you wanted to. But at least they're ending on a positive note. At least they're saying, guys, we put a drive together. We scored. We need some plays to go our way. But the offense has got some positive momentum, and that is a great thing going into the half.
And they did tack on that extra point with no problem. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. If you can do that, I don't know why you don't do it every time. Reduce the risk. Banged it out of the back of the end zone. They'll put it in play in the 25. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Finds the tight end. Coaches talk about running with violence, running with bad intentions. That's what that looks like as he gets it up to the 32. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Washington State has it teed up, and we're ready to go here in the second half. This will not be returnable as it sails out of the back of the end zone. San Jose State has the ball and ready to go on the attack. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half.
Oh, a lot of space. He's at the 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Spartans. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Man, this guy is such a weapon because he's so dangerous if he gets into the second level. Great vision, and then it shows you the speed.
Just straight wheels, erasing angles. A lot of times when you're chasing guys that are so fast like this, you're like, I got him, I got him. No, I do not. What a big, long touchdown run. Pad those stats, young fella.
14.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He's got great speed. This guy makes you hold your breath when he gets the football in his hands, and that last line of the coverage team, the only thing that stopped him from housing it. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. This lead that they've been working with has dwindled to 2 possessions, and now they'll try to find a little breathing room on this drive. Use the play fake, now to throw. Sings it complete to the right.
I tell you, this slot receiver, he really does give his quarterback a nice option. Runs really good routes. He's got nice hands, and you saw it on that last play.
That last completion sets him up on second down. Looking to fire. Quickly to the tight end. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
Kind of like that big, reliable security blanket. And that's what tight ends are a lot of the times. They're just usually big, huge guys that if I throw it anywhere near him, he's going to pluck it, catch.
Oh, he's got some space. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Wazoo!
And I tell you what, Reese, I'm not picking a team unless I got a guy that can do something like this at the quarterback spot. I need an athlete. I need a little bit of mobility. It just dictates too much to the defense. QB runs in for 6.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Just unloaded on that kickoff. Don't have to worry about a return on a kick like that. They'll bring it out to the 25. Guys, this San Jose State offense trying to get this ball moving. There's still plenty of time, but you see that 21-point deficit, and there is a sense of urgency now. He'll be knocked out of bounds after picking up a few.
How about that play by the speed back? We hear about speed backs, and he's not the guy that runs in between the tackles. But let me tell you something. When you're trying to catch a guy like that and you're running full speed with everything you have, a lot of times you're just trying to get him to the ground, and you're not trying to put a good shot on him. And then all of a sudden they're breaking tackles. Great job by that young man.
Well, they're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
The Spartans are facing 3rd and inches. Trying to pick it up on the ground. He just needed a yard on 3rd down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up.
And after your defense just went out there and gave up a touchdown and let them build the lead more, you really need to come out with this drive and answer. And the running game is not it. They were ready for that. Gonna have to create some explosive plays through the passing game.
And the punt will hit at the 7, and they can't corral it. It goes into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. To the ground with the back. And he knocked him down after a gain of 3 to the 23.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to.
Turning it on! Lowers those pads. And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line. And the Cougars, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Trying to get the corner. Oh, better look out. Ripping through the defense. What a run. Gets it inside the 40 and out of bounds at the 36. Washington State going back to work on first down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Complete to the right. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
To be honest, I think the quarterback was a little bit surprised himself at the play call that came in that time. You've got a 3-possession lead here in the third quarter of this game. You're probably expecting some short throws, some runs. This play caller is still asking for shot plays. And listen, you're the quarterback. You're happy to oblige. When you've got the playmakers you have offensively, just keep chucking it.
To the air on second down. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver is going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
The running back makes the catch, but he's out of bounds. Officials, and let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. So the officials take a closer look, and the replay booth will overturn the call. Now on fourth down, they'll send out the field goal unit from the right hash, and this distance makes that angle not quite so severe. Absolutely perfect. And now the lead's extended a little further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Top 15 teams colliding, fellas, in a game of massive importance. Let's catch you up to speed. Missouri has the lead right now. Columbia has just been jumping all week. But this game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They're up by 7 over Texas. Just another week of SEC football where we've come to expect the unexpected, fellas.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. And some room to work. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Quarterback making adjustments. Back to throw, it's McDaniel. Right down the middle. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down.
And that's a big shot, and that's a big incompletion, but this offense has to continue to do more of that. When you're trailing and you've got to make plays, they got to find creative ways to push this ball down the field and get this offense in the flow.
Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Backed up now, here's second and long. Lost to throw again. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw, incomplete.
Man, this is an unbelievable start for this defender in this game, guy. That's already his second PD in this game. Playing with his eyes, he's breaking on the ball. You just can't start a game any better.
On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Finds his tight end. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch.
And it's on third downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. It's complete on the right side. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down.
And that's why if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
They're down to the 32-yard line on 1st and 10. Wants to throw. It's McDaniel. Grab behind the line. It's Bates. Breaks into the open. Races down to the 2 and stopped just short of the goal line as he goes out of bounds.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at him. Got his man out of the backfield. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Spartan.
And this QB starting to do some work, man. The big explosive play in the passing game. You get inside the 10, you're thinking run. Everybody thinking run. You back it up with another pass, another great throw, and quickly this offense gets right to the end zone.
They'll go to the air. Throw into the end zone, and it's picked off.
2-point plays, the windows are very small to throw into. That time, he just tried to force it into a tiny window. It ended up being picked, and the offense comes away with no points.
San Jose State, 20.
Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. From the shotgun, the inside give. At the 35, he's open. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense.
And busting big runs like this, we always talk about the running backs, but it's the big boys up front, paving their lanes, those receivers gluing on those DBs that make these plays really go for big yardage.
And how about those receivers? Not just the glamour of catching passes, but doing some dirty work, too.
No doubt. When they get on those guys in the second level and get on those DBs, that's when you break those big, long runs.
The Cougars can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. The play action fake. Pulls it in. It's Ellison. Shakes off the defender. He goes out of bounds, and that'll take us to the start of the 4th quarter. We've come to the end of the period, and Washington State is on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. And we're just about ready to go with the final quarter. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the first down. Let's see if he can find some room behind the left tackle. And he runs into a wall. Maybe got it back to the line of scrimmage.
And when you're down later in the football game, you got to start taking some chances. And that was a beautiful run blitz. Great job playing the probability, understanding it might be a run to run some clock, and they guess right, and they make a big play for this defense.
And I think that time the quarterback made the wrong read. He was trying to pitch it. He didn't have to, though. There was a lot of green grass and space out in front of him. If he just holds on to that football, he might not score a touchdown, but he's definitely going to be able to at least get positive yards. I think that's a play on the option the quarterback would like to have back.
Trying to pick up a first down. It'll be a draw. There he goes. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
Well, I don't think the defense was expecting run on that one. They were all back in coverage expecting pass, and here's the running back. He breaks through the line of scrimmage, and they just didn't rally fast enough to the football, and they make the tackle short of the first down marker, but there's a good chance they're going to be staying on the field here on 4th down.
Absolute shank. Missed it. Well, the field goal didn't quite make it through, but still an 18-point game. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The San Jose State offense is back on the field. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
And you don't see that often when you're running a screen and you're featuring the running back and setting it up, but you go elsewhere. It's a nice job by the offense, nice job by the quarterback in particular, seeing the defense, saying, I can make a play somewhere else, and he goes and does it.
They're going to run it. Got the first down and more. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. And the Spartans come to the line in the hurry up.
And I think that's what you want to see from this offense down the stretch. Like, can you physically dominate the game? You've got the lead. Now run the football, eat clock, continue to feed your dude.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Here we go. They'll leave it with the lone back.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Third and long from the 42. If they can get some of it, it might give them a chance to go for it on fourth down. Back to pass, it's McDaniel. Just a short pass to the tight end. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. They'd hope to be able to pick up enough after the catch, but a good stop leaves them with a 4th and short.
Really good job by the defense being physical, understanding the situation of the game. The ball's going to come out quick. You know that. Go make the tackle, force the 4th down.
Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. The receiver on the jet sweep. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A-game for this one. They've circled this one all offseason, so they better be ready to bring it today, David.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
Got enough for the first. Smashes through the tackle. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line.
Great job by the offense there, getting the first down on the ground, staying in bounds, too. So if you're on defense here, you might want to start thinking about using your timeouts. You've got 3 in your back pocket, but trailing, you've got to start using them.
He fought them off for a while, but that's what they mean by gang tackling. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and the clock is definitely on their side. They'll just try to run it out here. Here comes the offense on second down. They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Ball's at the 24, a lot of confidence in their kicker from here, but they'd love to take it off of his foot and convert the first down. Caught in the backfield, it's Johnson. Breaks the tackle. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. Way too much grabbing and tugging there. The offense will take advantage of the penalty. 3 yards. First down for the offense after that penalty. And the quarterback's just going to take a knee. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. And the quarterback takes the snap and kneels down. Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation.